Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I know I've said this before, but I don't do many sit down talking videos. I wanted to sit down and get a little bit more personal with you guys because you don't know me very well, but if you do know me personally, you know that I used to be very camera shy. I used to rush when I was talking so I could even get off camera. I just wouldn't like the camera being on me at all. And I actually like being on camera now. And I'm going to take advantage of it because I really want to help some of my girls out there with some of the things that I've been seeing, some of the things that I went through personally. And that's why I wanted to make a sit down video on some of the things that I have learned before I turned 20. I've learned quite a few things. I have a whole list of things that I could mention right now, but I'm just going to give you guys 20 things that I have learned in my 20 years of living. I cannot believe I am 20. I have been on this planet's Earth for 20 years. Like, are you serious? But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it because I'm excited to tell you these things. This video is probably gonna be all over the place. I just need y'all to focus. I need y'all to really lock in on this video. If y'all need to pull out a notepad and some paper like I did, do that because you need to ingrain these in your head. And there's so much more that I could say, but I'm only 20, so I'm only gonna give y'all 20. Let me start off with one of the biggest ones that I had to learn. Number one on the list, being honest is better than being nice. Being honest is better than being nice. And let me tell you why. Being nice is going to get you in a lot of situations that you do not want to be in. Being nice is okay. Like, I don't want to run down like the idea of being nice because being nice is not a bad thing, but being too nice to the point where it's affecting you and your life is not healthy. It gets to a point. Being too nice is going to make you miserable because you're so worried about what they're going to do if you, and all honestly, be yourself. Because let's be honest, who's like nice like all the time? There's some things where you need to stand your ground. There's some things where you need to disagree. There's some things where you need to stand up for yourself. There's times where you should not just be being nice because you don't want to shake the room or because you don't want to lose a friend or lose a relationship. If they don't agree with what you stand by or what you're saying, that's okay. And if they really don't agree, they can go. Let me tell you this. I put this as number one because this is probably one of the most recent things I have learned. And it's sad to say, but yes, I used to be one of those girls that was just so nice. I was the nice one. I was the one that would always say yes. I was the one that would be like, yeah, I got you. I'll take you here. I'll drop you off. I'll give you this. I'll give you that. You can stay with me. Yeah, yes. And to be honest, nobody really likes a yes man. Who wants to hang out with somebody that's always agreeing with them? Like, being the nice person, but also hanging out with somebody that's too nice. Like, in all actuality, like my best friend right now, like when I used to be too nice, my best friend would have to stand up for me. Or she would have to speak up for me. Or she would have to say no for me. And I'm just like, it got to a point where I was like, I'm not doing that no more. Girl, you can sit down. You can have your own opinion if you want to. You don't have to be nice because you don't want to shake some stuff up. Like, that's not okay. So please do not put yourselves in predicaments because you were too worried about being nice rather than honest. And I'd rather you be honest with yourself before anybody than being nice trying to accommodate for something else. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And you're going to realize it's not worth it. You're going to realize it's not worth it, but it's going to be too late when you realize, oh, I probably should have said no. Being yourself is the only way to being happy. Like, truly happy. Like, there's a lot of different ways you can be happy. There's a lot of things that you can get that can make you happy. There's a lot of things that you can do. What? There's a lot of things that you can do that can make you happy. Yes, there are a lot of physical things, mental things that you can do that will help you be happy. But if you don't truly live by the things that you believe in and the things that you honor and love and like and desire and care for, you're going to be miserable. If you're worried about what the next person got going for themselves, if you looking at somebody's highlight reel versus their reality, If you looking at what somebody else got and what you don't got, if you looking at how somebody else acts and you want to act like that, you're not going to be fulfilled. That's not going to be fulfilling, because you only did it because you saw somebody else doing it. When you actually take the time to realize how you act and how you react to things and how you like things and all this and that, you actually gonna like life. Like, it's actually gonna be enjoyable. That, me personally, when I realized that, I actually like myself. I actually like living here, on this earth. And it was when I started being myself. I started living for me and not for everyone else. So as soon as you start living for yourself and not everyone else, and you start doing things that you like and not just because everyone else likes them, if you start coming up with your own ideas and you start dressing the way you want to dress and start doing things the way you do things and stop going by the book because somebody else said that's the way it's supposed to be done, you are actually going to enjoy life. Now, both of those kind of is like connecting to number 3, but it's like a whole different concept. And it's saying no. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Say no. Honey, please say no. Please just do it for fun. Just go put yourself in scenarios where you physically have to say no, and do it and practice it day in and day out. Say no. No, 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 no. Say no whenever you want. Say no whenever you feel like it, okay? The world is not going to come down crashing on you if you say no. There's a way that you can be very much respectful to yourself and others around you. I'm talking about not no, I might know, well, no. And leave it at that. You have no reason, you have no obligation to explain yourself to absolutely anybody but you. How about that one? Don't listen to other people that cannot relate to your situation. Now, I'm not saying, like, you know how when people be like, if you want money, hang around people with money, or if you want to do something, hang around people that do that same thing. It's kind of like that same concept, but it's like the opposite. Don't hang around people that cannot relate to what you are going through. If you are going through, like me personally, let's just use myself as an example, because I'm right here. I was going through a self journey. I was going through a journey where I wanted to actually know myself, know the things that I liked, know my boundaries, know my beliefs, and actually sit with myself. Working on my health in general, I was hanging around people that had no intention on doing the same thing. And so when I would go around them, I'll be like, I don't like this anymore. I don't like this. I don't like this. And I didn't want to be like mean, or I didn't want to be disrespectful. I didn't want nobody to feel like I was better than them, but at the same time, it's okay. You don't have to feel like you're better than somebody because you're taking a different path. And what I'm also not saying is, just because none of your friends want to do what you want to do, you just got to drop them. I'm saying if there comes to a point where you need advice or you need help, or you are just doing something, you're involved in something that you know that nobody around you can really relate to, if you bring it up, they'll kind of downplay it or negate it, something like that. If you know for a fact, do not bring it up. Do not talk about it. Do not do it around them. If you have to go through everything that you do alone until you find the people that actually relate and can actually resonate and can actually respect. If you have dreams and aspirations and goals that you want to achieve, and you know for a fact that you're going to achieve them no matter what, you need to watch the people that you are hanging around. Being feminine does not make you weak. All right, I had to start it off like that because I needed to catch your attention. For all my girls out there that want to step into their divine femininity or just be more feminine in general, that does not mean that you have to walk around here letting everyone beat up on you, or you just have to take anything because you feel like a feminine woman should be soft and in agreement with everything, or you should be helpful, or you should be nice. Being feminine does not mean that you have to dim down the bold parts of yourself, the powerful parts of yourself. If anything, you should allow those to come out more. If you don't remind yourself of your power and your what the hell, your strength, if you don't remind yourself of your power and your strength every day, it's going to come off weak, genuinely. And you don't have to be that way to be feminine. You can be a very, 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 very feminine woman and also stand your ground. You can also have boundaries. You can also be respectful to yourself and others around you. That does not mean being feminine, does not mean being soft and being ran over. Okay? This one's good, y'all. I just looked at this list and this one's good. Not gonna lie. Don't settle just because it's available. Yeah, I'm gonna say it like that. Don't settle because it's available. Just because it's in your face, just because it's and I'm not gonna keep saying it's. If that person is available, if that event is available, if that object is available, if anything, if it's available and you want it just because of that reason only, you don't have any other reason of why you desire this thing. Just because it's available and it's in front of you, it's in your face, you want it. No. That's not how that works. You shouldn't be doing that. Do not settle for less because you feel like that's all you can get, honey. Oh, honey. You just at the beginning. You have just started. Do you know what you can get? Do you know what you deserve? Do you know what you could get? Let me just say that again. Do you know what you could get? Do you know what you could really get if you just waited? If you just waited a little longer. And the longer you wait, the more love you can pour into yourself. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know that before because I was so hell-bent on finding my person or finding my purpose. I was just like reaching and grabbing for anything that I could see and not really paying attention to the fact that some of the stuff that I wanted and was reaching for, I didn't even want. I just wanted it because I felt like I needed it. I felt like I couldn't live without it. You can very much live without those things. You can very much live without that person. You will not, perish and die if you do not have that person in your life, or if that person walks out, or if you cannot go to this place, or if you do not get this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So do not settle for absolutely anything, honey. Don't settle. Please do not settle, because you're going to grow resentment for that thing and it's not going to work out anyway. So if you do not have something that you are 100% in agreement with, you don't need to be there. Having boundaries is an act of self-love. Period, point blank. You always will have those situations where things will test your boundaries. Test that limit right there at the top. Like, you always gonna have those things where you like, should I, just waver it to the side for once, let something slide? No. Every time that you have to negate one of your boundaries in order to get something or gain something, that means it's not for you. If you have to go out of your way, go out of your comfort zone, go out of your boundaries in order to, I don't know what it is. I don't care what it is, honey. You need to get boundaries. Boundaries is a extreme act of self-love, because once you know what you don't take, you open so many doors to things that you do, that you will take. I don't really know if this is a boundary or not, so do not clock me on it. But doing things that I don't want to do, or making me do things that I don't want to do, that is a boundary. If you are continuously trying to intrigue me on doing something that I already told you I don't want to do, or trying to convince me that I need to do this thing, or be with this person that I don't want to be with, that I already said no to, you're breaking my boundary, because I already said no. And if you respect yourself enough, if you love yourself enough, and if you hang around people, you see how all this is tying together? If you hang around people that love and care and respect for the things that you love, care, and respect for, they'll be okay with that. And if they're not okay with that, then they're not for you. If you feel like somebody is breaking your boundaries, you either need to address it right away. And if they do not agree with that, they need to go immediately. But if you don't have no boundaries, there's nothing for them to cross. They can do anything they want to you, and you can be upset about it. You have every reason. You have a valid reason to be upset. But there's no valid reason to be upset at them about it because there was no boundary there. If you tell a person, I don't want to do this or I don't like this, and you stand on that, they're not going to, if that's the right person, of course, right? It'll work out if you stand your ground, if you keep that boundary. If you don't have any boundaries, a person can do whatever they want towards you. Any situation could come at you, any situation could get thrown at you, and you have no control over it. Like, you have control to a certain extent, but you don't have that limit. Everyone should have that line where it's like, don't cross it. It lets you know to yourself that you're not going to take nothing less than what anybody else is giving you. You have to be able to stand up for yourself. If nobody stands up for yourself, you have to be the one to stand up for yourself. And 9 times out of 10, there will not be someone to sit there and stand up for you. So you're going to have to stand up for yourself. So get those boundaries, get them ingrained into your head, and don't let anybody change them. If the stove was hot when you touched it the first time, I advise you not to touch it again. Pick that up where I left it. You know, all those experiences that you had in high school or that you're having in high school or that you think you're going to have in high school? Yeah, you will not care at all about those things anymore. When you get out, you're going to look back and be like, man, slay. You'll remember the good times. You'll definitely remember the bad. You'll never forget it. Let me just tell you this. You'll never forget high school. You'll never forget the people, the experiences that you had. High school is a very big impact on the way a person lives their life afterwards. So what I encourage you to do is just don't take it too seriously. That's all I really have to say on the subject of high school. Like, you're genuinely not going to care after you graduate. But if you are currently watching this and you are currently still in high school, please do not take it too seriously. I'm not talking about the schoolwork in general. I'm talking about the experiences outside of the schoolwork aspect of it. Like, duh, we all know what I'm talking about here. High school, like, it's high school, be for real. Just don't take it too seriously. Like, don't overwhelm yourself with thinking, oh, I'm going to live with this decision the rest of my life, or I'm going to be thinking about this the rest of my life. I'm going to have to be dealing with this the rest of my life. Once you graduate high school, everything that was in high school is left in high school. Like, eat more protein. I know, that's like completely, like, it threw me off when I was writing the list. I'm like, what? You getting all deep and stuff with all these other ones, and then you just like, eat more protein. Yes, eat more protein. Eat more protein. You can eat all the snacks you want. Trust me when I say this. You can eat all the snacks you want. You can drink all the drinks that you want. Just make sure that you get your protein in, okay? That was random, but, you know, somebody need to hear that. Small habits create big impacts. And when I say this is like, it's very simple and simplistic how it sounds. Like, I'm talking something as small as getting up every morning and making your bed. You can come home to a clean room, because 9 times out of 10, I don't know if it's just me, but when I make my bed, I clean my whole room, because it's like, why would I have a made bed if my room is dirty? I don't know. Me personally, that's just how I think. I'm not gonna sit on a made up bed in the middle of a mess. That's just not how my brain works. Real small micro habits like that can save you from having big things come up that make your days easier, make your life easier, so that when you really have to worry about something, you're not worried about, oh, well, I didn't do this either, I didn't do this either. Because me personally, when something big would happen in my life, I would think about all the things that led to it and all the things that I could have avoided or changed on the way there. So just to avoid that whole self-pity or just dwelling on things that were minor and that you're going to think are minor when something big actually comes, just do them now. Like, just create that habit now. Love yourself so you know what it looks like. When you go out looking for love, whether that's in a relationship, partnership, friendship, I don't care what it is. When you go looking for a certain type of love, you need to know what that looks like, right? Like, you can't, like, a colorblind person can't go color a rainbow. Yeah, I did not mean that in any disrespect at all to anybody, to any of my beautiful people out there that are colorblind. Much love, much respect to you. But let's be honest, a colorblind person cannot go color a rainbow. They don't know what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? So if you do not know what love looks like for yourself, You can't go out here asking anybody else to do it. If you want to be loved a certain way, you have to love yourself like that first. So then you already have that expectation in your head. So when you go after somebody else, you're expecting that from somebody else because that's what you do for yourself. Expect from others what you do for yourself. If you do nothing for yourself, you'll get nothing in return. Are you following me? You can't go out here just having all these big expectations for other people when you clearly don't treat yourself that way. And people are going to pick up on that. You know how some people say like, some people can smell fear. A lot of people know that a lot of people can pick up when somebody does not care for themselves. It shows big time. So love yourself how you would love somebody else to love you. Well, I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. But no, seriously, love yourself to the point where if somebody is loving you how you don't want to be loved, you can recognize it right away. That's not love. That's not love to me. I don't want it. And you can do that right away. And you should do that. You deserve to do that. You will do that. Come on now. If I was talking to one of my little sisters or one of my cousins, this is exactly how I would sit down and talk to them about these type of things. So if I'm being too harsh, let me know. But if you really want a genuine answer, this is how it's going to come off. Like, I would have wanted somebody to sit down and give me these genuine answers to me when I was going through some of the stuff that I was. So next, if the love is half-ass, let it go. And if you don't know what half-ass love looks like, if they are not consistent with the way that they treat you, please drop them. That is the biggest red flag. Take them rose-colored glasses off and see them for who they are, baby. See them for who they are as a person. It will bring you so much joy. Not necessarily joy. It will just release that off your shoulders because I don't want to keep cussing on here, but genuinely, half-ass love is one of the most draining things that nobody really talks about because it's like you want that person to love you like they say they do, but they keep giving you these half answers, these half discussions, half their time, half their money. Like, they're just giving you these backhanded experiences that they call love because they're just trying to keep you held on for as long as possible because whoever's treating you like that, they know they're not supposed to be treating you like that. You know that, right? They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly how they're doing it. And they know exactly who they can do it to. You need to stop accepting that from people. If people are giving you inconsistent love, if people are showing you, oh, that they care one day and then the next day are talking to you completely out of line, completely disrespectful, completely different than what they told you before, completely different of what was agreed upon, oh, honey, that right there just told me anything and everything that I need to know about you. And you know that they're doing it halfway because you're not fully fulfilled. Like, you feel it. You know that they could have done more. But you're going to accept the bare minimum because I don't even know. Like, there's no reason why you should ever be sitting here and accepting something that is partial or is not all the way fulfilling to you. I can't even get my words right when I tell you this, but you can feel it. You can feel the way I'm saying this to you. You will stop accepting BS, okay? Be that person that does not take no BS. Don't take no BS. That don't mean you got to walk around here thinking better than everybody, thinking that you know something more than anybody. I'm not telling you to go do that. Just don't accept no bull. Stick with people that you do not have to hide anything around them. And I don't mean like physical stuff. I mean like yourself. Like, you don't have to hide a part of yourself to feel accepted or loved. You know what I'm saying? When I was hanging around a bad friend group and I had a really horrible boyfriend, Soup's disappointed in myself, but that's not the point. I would genuinely hide parts of myself that I really liked. Like, everything changes when you hang around people that love you for you and not for what you bring or what you have or what you look like. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you have to hide certain parts of yourself around the people that you're hanging around, those are not the people for you. If you have to hide parts of yourself around people that you like or people that you want to like you, or you feel like you have to change yourself or change something about yourself for them to like you, then you shouldn't be doing that because you have to change something. That's you, babe. That's you. That's who you are. Please forget the thing on my thumb and my hair keeps coming out. I don't even care. No one will ever see the world like you do. You will always continuously be misunderstood by people and anybody around you. You will have that unique group of people that will genuinely get you and that will understand where you're coming from. But to be 100% honest with you, nobody will ever see the world like you do. And that's okay. You'll never see the world like anyone else. And that is perfectly fine. Trying to convince people that this is a good thing for you or this is the way it should be. Don't try to convince people to see things the way that you do, because they never will. They never absolutely will. There's no way like a person can genuinely see something from your perspective, from your point of view. Honey, that's all you. That is all you. And you should embrace that in every situation and every scenario that you come across. That's all I gotta say about that. If you're a people pleaser, the only person you are not pleasing is you. And I'm not saying that you always have to get something in return when you do something for somebody. But if you are constantly putting out something for somebody that they are not giving in return, please stop doing it. You will continue to be miserable if you continuously allow people to think that they can ask you for any and every single thing and you are going to go along with it. Honey, people recognize that. I think it was more of the feeling of not being liked rather than the feeling of making them happier. You know what I'm saying? If you know where I'm coming from, I don't have to explain this, but being a people pleaser is very draining and you don't really recognize it. You can't really recognize it until you genuinely find that situation where you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be doing this. Like, and I don't have to do this. But I'm telling you right now, you don't have to do nothing that you don't want to do. You don't have to help anybody that you don't want to help. You have absolutely zero obligation to do anything that you do not 100% agree with. And you do not have to feel bad about it. Please do not feel bad for choosing yourself. All right, y'all. Oh, we getting close to the end of this list. We just getting close to the end of this list, though. Let's see what we got. You'll get more respect when you listen. Yes, you will get more respect when you learn to listen. When you learn to actually hear people out and hear where they're coming from, and then you respond to that instead of reacting how you would in the situation and just really like negating that person's feelings or emotions or the way they see that situation. A lot of people will lose respect for you because they feel like they were not heard or they were not respected in that situation, vice versa. So just like if somebody wasn't listening to you or somebody didn't take you seriously or somebody was downplaying your feelings, you would, if not consciously, subconsciously lose respect for them. You would be like, I'm not talking to you like that no more. I'm not bringing the subject to you up like that no more. Looks do matter. And I don't mean that like when you're like in the dating field or none of that stuff. I mean your looks. Your looks matter. They do matter. Yes. I'm not saying you gotta walk around here looking like a celebrity 24/7, but at the same time, you should care how you look. Care how you look. As simple as that. There's no like sugarcoating it when I say it. There's no like easy way. There's no simple way to say it. Just genuinely care. When you walk out that door, care how you look. Losing people is a win. Y'all, this piece of hair is actually gonna drive me crazy. Losing people is definitely a W in my book. It just shows a sign that they were not supposed to be with you anyways. Like, yes, people come into our lives to show us things, teach us lessons, be there for us. You know, it's a time and place for everything, every person. If you lose them, if there happens to be a time where you lose them in any way, shape, or form, it was a reason for that. And I'm not talking about like loss, like death. But if a person decides they want to leave, if they decide they want to walk out, if they ever give you a sign, an inkling of a reason that they want to leave, if they ever even bring it up like, oh, if you don't do this, I'm going to go. Or, oh, I don't need you. I could get better than this. Bye. Let me get my popcorn ready because I want to see this. Who? Like, if it's that situation, that's a win for you. If there's a person that doesn't see your worth the first time, hello, they just saved you 10 times the heartbreak. Like, cool, I didn't have to go through that. Like, because anything they do to you the first time, they're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep doing it. And it's going to keep building up. It's going to keep building up. And then it's going to get to that point where you finally decide you want to stick up for yourself. And, you know, the bridge has already been broken. The bricks are already dropped in the water, you know? So cut it off the first time. Losing people is definitely a win, in my opinion. I had to learn that the hard way because I hated losing people. Like, because I'm a caring person. Like, I might not look like it on this camera, but I'm a very caring person. I care for the people that are in my life. So when I lose someone, yes, it does hurt, but it was for a reason. So when I say it was a win, I don't mean that it was something positive or it was something that was something to be celebrated, but it definitely was a win for you because, okay, you either learned something from it, you either gained something from it. I think that's the only two. I don't know. And this is just the way my brain works because I wrote down like this list of like these things that I really like ingrained in myself and were really important to me. And I thought they were like really deep. And some of them really are. Like some of these things are very, very important for somebody to learn. But the last thing on this list is get good at financial literacy. That's so random. Like judging off the things that I have been talking about, like, hey, but it's important. Get good at financial literacy. Get good with your money, okay? If you're a person that wants to be an entrepreneur or somebody that just wants to make a lot of money in general or is already making money and wants to start being better with your money, if you know money, if you know how money works and how you can use it in your favor and how you can save it and invest and switch around and get assets and, hey, anybody can go make it. But if you know how to use it, you're gold. That was the end of my list. I hope you guys really listened to some of the things that I was saying. If not all of them, you should listen to all of them because they all are going to help you. But I genuinely hope that some of these things can help you guys throughout your life, throughout your journey in general. This video has no time limit, so whenever you see this, you know, you're meant to see it right now. I genuinely believe that somebody needs to hear these things right now. And yes, I love you all. And I hope you listen to me. Because I low-key just spit that stuff. I low-key just, you know, put you on. Sign out. But I love you guys so much. That's here nor there. But thank you for watching this video. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.